Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today we have so much exciting news. It's all about the CDC and all the ships and cruise lines opting in and what this does to change what the protocols are going to be moving forward. And we do have a glimpse of that, so I am really excited. And I've got lots of other helpful information for you as well. So first of all, I would like to welcome all of our Let's Go family members. It is really wonderful to be here with you. Also, a big welcome to all of you who are new. And also, if there is anyone here who hasn't subscribed yet, we would love it if you would consider subscribing to our channel. I think you're going to like being a part of this amazing community that we've got going here, and it will also help you to stay up to date with all of the information that you need to know about cruising and traveling right now. So first of all, like I said, we have really big news about the CDC's new cruise ship program and the ships and cruise lines that have opted in. So first of all, yesterday was today is Saturday, February 19th. Yesterday, the 18th, I kind of kept my eye on the CDC's website all day long, and gradually some cruise ships were added to that. And we finally got up to the highest number. It was like, I want to say after maybe 8 or 9 o'clock. We're on Mountain Standard Time last night, and so that website was not entirely updated until then. And so I thought you would like to know that as it stands right now, we've got 110 cruise ships that have opted in, 0 that have opted out, so that would be 0 ships that are sailing from the United States right now. It says out of all of those that are opted in, 109 are highly vaccinated and 0 are meeting that vaccination standard of excellence. And so you might remember the vaccination standard of excellence is the one where everyone who is on the ship, including passengers and crew, is vaccinated and has had the booster that they're eligible for. So it doesn't look like anyone is doing any of those sailings, but it looks like everyone is going to be doing those highly vaccinated sailings. And so I went through the chart, and it gives you actually a lot of information there on the CDC's website. It tells you what the cruise line is. It tells you, and what company holds it. Like with Carnival Corporation, they hold, as you probably know, like Carnival and Princess and Holland America here. It also tells you what the current voyage type is, so if they're carrying passengers or crew only. It also tells you the name of the ship. It tells you the ship's color status, like they used to do before. It tells you the vaccination status of everyone on board, as well as the CDC actions for any COVID cases that have been reported on that ship. And so I thought all of you might first of all like to know where the Princess ships stand. So the Caribbean Princess is orange. All of the Princess ships are highly vaccinated. I'll just tell you that right now. They are all highly vaccinated. And since the Caribbean Princess is orange, it says that the CDC has opened an investigation and continues to monitor that ship. So any ships that are orange, that is what it says, that the CDC has opened an investigation and continues to monitor. And also, let me tell you right now, also before we go forward, with this new program, the CDC changed a few things. And it used to be that you would go from green, which would be having no cases, to orange, and then to yellow. And that didn't really seem to make a lot of sense, and I think they realized that. And so now it goes to green, and then yellow, then orange, and then red. And so since we have one of the Princess ships is yellow, that means that either you have less than 0.3% of the total passengers and or crew, or less than 1% of the total crew. And if the rest of the Princess ships and almost all the ships that are on the whole list are orange, and that means that you have 1% or more of the total crew, or 0.3% or more of passengers or crew. And so it really is a very small percent, but that just kind of gives you an idea of where we stand. And so, like I said, the Caribbean Princess is orange. The Emerald is also carrying passengers, and she is orange. The Enchanted is carrying passengers, and she is yellow. And so whenever a ship is yellow, it just says that the CDC is monitoring it. Then the Grand is carrying passengers and is orange. The Island Princess is crew only and is orange. The Majestic is carrying passengers and is orange. The Regal is carrying passengers and is yellow. And clearly I made a mistake. We've got two of the ships that are yellow there. The Enchanted and the Regal. And then we've got the Royal is only carrying crew right now, and she is orange. The Ruby Princess and the Sky Princess are both carrying passengers, and they are both orange. And so I really like to know, it gives us an idea of how things are going on the ship. Now, the really exciting thing is that Princess put a statement out, and they timed it. It says it was 6 p.m. Pacific time. I don't think it was live on their website at 6 p.m. Pacific time, because I kept refreshing and kept looking at their website last night until at least 9 o'clock my time, which would be 8 o'clock their time, but it just doesn't really matter. It just, let me tell you what they say, because this is so exciting. It says, first of all, Princess confirms that it is participating in the CDC's updated program for cruise ships operating in U.S. waters through March 31st, and is advising guests of the following changes. Effective for cruises departing March 1st, masks on board will be recommended but not required. There may be, however, certain venues and events where masks will be required. So that's really exciting. And with that, I want to say, we have so many people here in our Let's Go family, and people that haven't joined yet, but so many. We have people who think that everyone should wear a mask all the time, and we have people clear on the other end of the spectrum who think no one should ever wear a mask, and we have everything in between. And so I just want to remind everyone with this announcement, for people who are excited that you don't have to wear a mask all the time indoors on the ship, that's great. And if you're someone, though, that wants to wear a mask indoors on the ship and think people should, just go ahead and wear your mask, and don't worry. And I want to remind us all that kindness is always the first rule. And so don't give anybody a hard time for wearing a mask. Nobody needs a comment. But also, those people that want to wear a mask, no comments to those who don't wear a mask when they're not required. So I just see a lot of comments, and I just want us all to remember that we're just going to all be following the protocols. And at the same time, if you don't want to wear a mask and you're not required, you don't have to. And if you want to wear a mask, certainly put a mask on, especially if it makes you feel safer. Second, it says additional flexibility for pre-cruising testing requirements will become available. Details will be posted to the cruise health section of our website, and so I'm going to be watching for those. And they also say that Princess will continue to meet the standard of vaccinated cruises. And we have a nice statement from John Paget, the president of Princess Cruises. He says that Princess has proven cruise vacations are safe and healthy for our guests and teams. Going forward, Princess is prepared to adjust operating protocols to ensure that our guests have amazing vacations while always protecting the safety of our guests, team members, and destinations. We appreciate the ongoing collaboration among multiple government agencies, as well as the support of Alaska officials and other delegations. So this is awesome. And I like how he thanked the officials in other places and Alaska delegations. I happened to be on a call with Princess this week, and they said that they know that people are so anxious to receive the protocols for the Alaska season, for the cruises that will be taking place on the east coast of the United States, because those involve visits to Canada as well as all the European protocols just everywhere else. And they said that they are working with those officials right now and will release those as quickly as they've got them. And so just keep in mind that we don't know what all of those are yet, but I'm keeping my eye out, and as soon as they've got those, I will let you know. In addition to that, I want to say that on Carnival Cruise Lines has given the most complete update to their website on what the protocols are going to be. And so let me tell you what they say, because I think this is what we are going to see on the other cruise lines as well. I checked Royal Caribbean's website. They also say that for sailings after February 28th, that masks will be optional for most areas on the cruise ship. I would like to point out that all of the websites do say that anyone who is not vaccinated will still need to wear their mask. And so that guidance of not needing to wear a mask on the cruise ship will be, except for maybe in certain events in certain areas, that will be for vaccinated passengers. So first of all, on the Princess website for testing, this is exciting. If you are vaccinated, it says, for vaccinated guests ages 2 and older, you are still going to have to show proof of a negative COVID test done within 2 days of embarkation. And if you're unvaccinated, you're going to have to also have a test at embarkation. And on Carnival, you're going to have to pay $150 for that. It's just going to be added to your ship and sail account and included with any other charges that you charge while you're on board. But for testing, it says for guests who are up to date with their vaccines, meaning have received a booster if eligible, they may take their test within 3 days prior to sailing. And so that will really loosen things up for passengers who are not only vaccinated, but have had the boosters that they are eligible for. And so I am expecting that within the next few days, we will see an update on Princess's protocols for testing, and maybe other things. We'll just have to wait and see. But I thought that that was really hopeful, because that 3 days rather than 2 days gives a lot of people extra wiggle room who need it. I've been getting a lot of questions from people who are going to be flying in to destinations, and they're trying to figure out how to do their test so that they can have it count for their flight, like into Canada, and for getting on board the ship. And so right now, until they announce any changes on that, the really important thing is to remember on Carnival, clearly you get 3 days if you're vaccinated and have your booster. But until we hear from other cruise lines, just remember that you've got to meet that 2-day window. And so if you get on the ship on Sunday and you're flying on Friday, just take the test really early in the morning on Friday. Just remember that 2-day window, and we will look at things as they release more information. But that is awesome, I think, especially for people who live in a place that it's really hard for them to get a COVID test, or they have a hard time with technology to be able to order those and do them with a healthcare professional on the video call. I think the 3 days is going to be very helpful. And so moving forward, like I said, I will keep you all up to date with all of this. I think that it's really exciting developments. And so that's where we stand today with what the cruise lines are saying with joining the CDC program. The other things that I wanted to tell you really quick are just some reminders. One of our Let's Go family members is reminding everyone that if you are booked on that Love Boat cruise that is set to sail February 26th, so that's like next weekend, and you wanted to be moved over to the October 22nd sailing, which is what the Love Boat cruise is now scheduled for on the Discovery Princess. If you have not been moved over, get on the phone with Princess right now. This person said that they had a hard time getting on that cruise and getting the same room, that they had to go through extra hoops to be able to get the same charge, because that cruise will cost more. But Princess is letting people who will move from the 26th of February over to October 22nd, they're letting them have the same price that they paid for the February 26th sailing. And so just a heads up, get on the phone and get that straightened out if you haven't already been moved over. So take a look at your Princess account, make sure you're moved over. If you're not, call. The other update that I wanted to let you know, let's see, here we are. First of all, on our live last Monday night, we talked about whether or not they do vow renewals on Princess Cruises on Valentine's Day. And so several people replied and let me know that on the Ruby Princess, the Sky Princess, and the Emerald Princess, a vow renewal was actually just on the schedule of events on the Patter. And if you wanted to participate, you just went up to where they were doing it, which is out on one of the open decks, and it was a fun time, and they did a vow renewal. We also had a Let's Go family member who let me know that I think it was 7 years ago, she and her husband did a vow renewal just for them to celebrate their 25th wedding anniversary. And so if that is something that you want, They do offer that, and on Princess Cruises, and clearly a lot of fun if you happen to be on the ship on the 14th of February, Valentine's Day. And so take a look at that if you're interested in that. And I did want to also let you know one thing that I find really exciting with these updates with the new CDC program and the cruise ships opting in and what it's going to allow is a lot of ships, as we were hearing from different Let's Go family members, they were not able to do the weddings on the ship like they wanted right now, because sometimes the captain didn't want to have that many people in a small area. But with the new changes, I think that's going to open up an awful lot for that. So I just wanted to add that. Another thing I wanted to point out, everything we are hearing, Grand Cayman is still closed. I heard from passengers on board ships just this week that had Grand Cayman on their itinerary that they went to Princess Key instead. And so that has not budged yet. That's not an option. And then let's see. Oh, I wanted to let you know this because we have been talking a little bit about exemptions from the vaccine and being allowed so that you can cruise. And we had a Let's Go family member who was so kind to reach out and let me know that on a very recent sailing, they had a member of their group who had an exemption, and that member did wear a bracelet. So I just wanted to let you know, I don't know if this is just on a per ship basis. I don't think it probably is. I think it's for everywhere, you know, for all, you would think that all of the cruise ships would have the same protocols on that. And so if anybody has any other experience, I'd love to hear from you. I don't think that just saying that nobody on your ship had an exemption is really an experience with that, because we don't really know who's vaccinated and who's not. I just want to throw that out there. Just because you didn't see anyone that you don't think was vaccinated, really we don't have a way of knowing, and I don't think it's appropriate to ask people if they're vaccinated or not. And so I just really appreciate that update from Paul. Thank you very much. The last thing that I wanted to let you know here is we had a real nice Let's Go family member say that in San Francisco, if you need to be tested, city health locations are an option. You can go to their website and make an appointment, and they do have several locations. This person used the one at 300 East Jesse Street, and it went really smoothly. They got the results really quick. And so I just wanted to let you all know that as an option if you're in San Francisco and you need a test. It turns out there are lots of places in San Francisco to be tested, but I just wanted to make you aware of that one. And so I really appreciate you all sticking with me today. I apologize. I do have a cold, so hopefully I'll be sounding better the next time I talk to you. But today was just so exciting that I had to let you know about all of these updates. If any of you have any questions or about any of this, just put them in the comments. And I would also like to remind everyone, if you haven't joined our Facebook group yet, you might want to go do that. It's just Let's Go Travel Tips. It's a Facebook group, and my husband will just let you in. And we are having so many people answer wonderful questions there and give lots of information as well as beautiful photos. And so take a look there if you haven't. I have not had an answer to the question, for example, about if anyone's taken the Sunset Catamaran excursion in St. Thomas or Aruba. And so if you might want to post that question over there on the Let's Go Facebook group, because maybe someone will catch it there and have an answer for you. And so that's also a really good resource. So if you all appreciate these updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.